Hey everyone, this is Sage Valentine, aka Etherblade, and this is my review of the following Season 2, Episode 12, Betrayal. We have 3 episodes left after this one, and this one started the descent even deeper into the big pool known as Joe Carroll's Crazy. Straight in there. And the branches of it, and the puddles of it, and jumping in, jumping out, jumping in, jumping out. This entire episode was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So Claire is with Ryan. They clear out the apartment. They make all the Witsec people leave. They make Mike leave. Mike tries to explain what happened. Ryan's like, I don't want to hear this, whatever. Ryan's just like, how are you alive? I was at your funeral. I saw your headstone. She was like, I survived the procedure, and I went into Witsec with my son and my mother, and he's just like, I dreamt of you, and he's so emotional. He hugs her, and then she says, I am real. I fear for Claire, because I feel like this is the end of poor Claire, and maybe this will be the end of her, and then she will truly pop back up on Justified. I'm not even trying to be morbid, but I'm just saying, like, she's been jumping back and forth since last season from Justified to this, and she kind of appeared last season in Justified, but they're more than due for her to appear next season, so I'm a little bit worried about Claire. She told them, the Witsec, marshals, that she wanted to see Ryan, and of course we know they wouldn't let her. But she couldn't ask him to join witness protection, but she had to keep Joey safe. That was the main objective. But she said that Joey is having it tough, adjusting, I guess the whole change of venue, the change of household. They probably had to change their hair, their names, their social security numbers. Everything had to change. So she wants to kill Joe with Ryan, and Ryan's telling her to return to Witsec, and she doesn't want to return to Witsec. Kingston Tanner, aka Tom Buchanan from Ed, definitely IMDb that. Check it out on Amazon. Look it up. I used to watch that show on NBC years ago. It's a good show. He's being interviewed by Carrie Cook. And he's talking all this junk, as they say, about Joe Carroll saying that goodness does not skulk behind a mask. Joe Carroll is not a savior, but an antichrist. The devil takes many forms. Repent, followers, repent now. Joe Carroll is war against religion and God, and his motive is to defeat evil. Meanwhile, Joe is like cracking on him while he's sitting there, basically because he's got this expensive suit, this lavish stuff, probably lives in a big house. He's the epitome of every single, hypocritical mega church preacher. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but that's the stereotype of mega church preachers, and it's a pretty crazy stereotype to see it not being presented as it is on television. Like, rather than it being an African-American preacher, it's a white preacher. So it's a different thing for me, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I'm usually used to hearing about them. But I guess it happens on other sides, because it actually did happen as well with the priests at one of my schools when I was younger. So I shouldn't be too surprised. But anyway, Joe says he hates religion. He grew up in religion. He doesn't believe in any God. There's like 2,000 of them. Men like Kingston preach nothing but lies. Religion is good for power and death. So basically, Kingston Tanner is the next target. Emma's wondering where Mandy is. She realizes that Joe is off his game. Joe is not even talking about Mandy. Even though Mandy's upset, he's so immersed in this Corbin thing, he doesn't even see it. So Mandy's outside. She's approached by these 2 guys. Both look a little mercenary-like and a little scary. And all of a sudden, Mark comes out of nowhere and says that he, Lily, and Luke miss her. And I'm just like, damn, Mandy, this is the beginning of the end for you. She said that she left Joe, but she can't tell them where Joe is. Like, where Corbin is, she won't tell. She can't betray him. So Mark is pretty happy-go-lucky as always, but Mark and Luke are pretty scary as twins. Luke freaks me out, but Mark, I wouldn't sit in a room with him by myself, because Mark is Mr. Oh, hi, happy, shiny, lucky, stab. No, thank you. Watch yourself, Miss Mandy Lang. So it's a long drive, and Mandy's on her way with them. Carrie's in this car behind the truck. She just finished the interview with Kingston. All of a sudden, they are stopped behind this truck. This chick comes out with this spray paints the front of the car. Meanwhile, the security guy gets out of the car. He's trying to talk to them. I think that might be Robert. Somebody beats the hell out of him, attacks the driver. Then Tilda, the heavyset blonde girl, she gets in, and she ends up giving her a phone and passing her this key. Joe basically says, I want you to broadcast this message. You did such a good job during your interview. If you don't broadcast this message, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your family. I'm going to kill your friends. Basically, he's just going to wipe out everybody she knows and loves and then kill her. So, later when the cops show up, Carrie explains the situation to Ryan. And he tells her, you know what, don't do anything without talking to me. And she was like, well, he'll kill my family. He said, don't do anything without talking to me. Mandy, okay, not even Mandy. Ryan won't let her stay the night when she asks, and Carrie is looking at him like suspect. This is the beginning of the end of Ryan and Carrie, and the beginning of the petals opening up and us seeing what the hell Carrie Cook's role is in this situation. Because that look she gave, if you don't have any time, definitely go on Fox.com, iTunes, Amazon. Check it out on, believe it replays on Saturdays. Check it out on Saturday. And please, please, in the comments, let me know about that look. Because she gave him a look like, I'm after you. And I looked at her like, okay. Carrie's a little angry. So Mandy arrives in the van with this black bag over her head. And Lily comes up and she says she missed Mandy and blah, blah, blah. And they're talking about Joe. And she's like, we have Mandy. Who needs Joe? And I'm just like, strike two, Miss Mandy. This is the beginning of the end for you. So basically, Mandy's going to be used as bait to draw out Joe. So Claire wonders why Ryan gave Carrie that key. Carrie gave Ryan that key. See, Claire is, I'm sorry. I keep getting tumbled up. Claire is thinking very critically about this, and this is something that Ryan should be thinking about, but Ryan is thinking with his penis since he didn't go to bed with her, so I don't know where Ryan's head is at this point. So Ryan watches the video, and to make a long story short, he says masks they refuse to remove. He dares to remove the masks of the false prophets. This is Joe Carroll talking. I am the truth. Christ did not come to bring peace, but a sword. Claire reveals that Joe was brought up with religion. He despises it. He's basically an atheist. You could figure that, consider after season 1, can't be too close to the good Lord after that. So Joe is quoting Matthew, but like I said, he is, as they say, bastardizing the quote, because he is like quoting on sons and daughters and all this stuff, and basically Joe is about to target Kingston Tanner's son Preston, who's in college. So Claire wants she and Ryan to, slip out and go to Connecticut or whatever. But Ryan has other ideas and basically goes with Mike and leaves Claire with Max, which I think is a good idea to protect Claire, but Claire is pretty pissed, and I'd kind of be pissed too. So Ryan he decided to slip out. They're on their way to that college. A van pulls up to Northfield College, and it's Joe's people, Robert, Lucas, and Tilda. I think that's Robert. If it's not, guys, let me know in the comments. Tanner's son, they're after him. This security guard, Rent-A-Cop, comes up and tries to cop an attitude with him, and they basically want to grab him in the van. And it's funny how when the people walking past are like, wait, and then they stab him in the stomach and they kill him. Ryan and Mike are driving basically in silence. Mike said he didn't want little Joe and Claire to end up like Deborah. Ryan is a little salty about it, but he tells him it's okay, it's all right. Emma sees a security tape of Mandy escaping. Joe is a little out of it after seeing it. Lily says she's making a chocolate cake for Mandy, and I'm wondering what the hell is in that cake, but I guess I should have looked otherwise besides the cake because that seemed too easy, but I was like, what the hell is in that cake? So Lily Hex tells Mandy after Mandy says how beautiful the house is, that she has secret homes all over the world. She had big dreams for her family, but they're dead. Mandy left her for Joe, and she's really pissed off about that, but she's like that calm, pissed off, like, you left me for Joe, and I'm just like, Lily, didn't you say you wanted to kill Mandy, though, if she had stayed, her and Emma? Lily and her logic is ridiculous. So, now you've chosen me. This time I have to be certain that you won't betray me. I said, it's not good for Mandy. So Lily asks, where is Corbin? She won't say it. And she was like, Lily, I was born at night, but not last night. I'm like, damn, choose your words. As Archer says, phrasing, Mandy, like your life is on the line, phrasing. So, Lily slaps Mandy when she won't tell. And it's not like a slap. It's like a pimp slap, like, bap. And I was like, oh. And when she tries to leave, she's like, where are you going, Mandy? And then, like, I think that's Luke. And he's like, where are you going, Mandy? I said, you weirdo. Luke and Mark are such crazies. But Luke is that weird, crazy, like, sitting there petting your hair while you're dead in the bed. Yes, he did that in episode 1, and that was pretty freaky. Or was that Mark that did that? Well, that was Mark. Either one, they're both pretty crazy. So, Claire's putting it all together when she sees this lipstick in Ryan's bathroom. Like, Ryan's got a new little main squeeze. So she goes into the room. She knocks on the extra bedroom door and sees Max in there. And Max is, like, in there with all these maps and pictures. And she's looking. She asks how Ryan's doing. And Max says he's doing well. He's healthy, sober, and he's moved on, or is at least trying to move on. Claire is not here to hurt him. Max wants what's best for her uncle. Okay. Preston Tanner is described as a legacy kid, meaning a kid who's got all this money, has been in college, and isn't doing well, i.e. Van Wilder. If you've never seen that movie, definitely see her. He had a hell of a lot of money, had been in school since he was 17, and he was like going on like 35 or something. He'd been there for a while. So, or was it 30? He was going on 30, a little inching towards 30, maybe 25, 26. But he was pretty old, still in college, after starting at like 17 or 18. So, two of the crew members enter the frat house, and they see this girl. And I recognize the girl with the curly hair because she was on a show called Hawthorne with Jada Pinkett. If you've never seen that show, watch that show. It's a good show. It got canceled from TNT. But it's a pretty good show. So, there are two in the van. They are trying to put on these white masks. That same stupid white mask they had, basically, in Corbin. The white mask that they had, that Lily's people had. So, they're armed. So, Preston's roommate is in bed with this girl. And when they ask, where's Preston, he has a little attitude. He calls Tilda fat. I said, you just wrote your check for death right there. So basically, Lucas and Tilda basically take out both him and the girlfriend. I said, and somebody on, I think it was Twitter, said you should watch what you're saying. Yeah, watch what the hell you're saying, because Grey's Anatomy proved that too. Be nice and kind to everyone. So I'm laughing at that. It's too funny. My inside joke. So Preston returns with this girl, and they're in the house, and it's silent. And he says something about a quickie, and we studied. I said, yeah, there's going to be a quickie, but not the kind you're looking for. So Mark, Lucas, and Mandy played Truth or Dare. Who's your favorite brother? You are. And I said, oh, this is like the world of crazy. Here we go. So, like, weirdos, straight weirdos. So they take her arm when she won't tell him where Corbin is and put it over this candle and burn her arm. I was like, damn, Mandy, to have to go out like that. She calls out for help for Lily, and Lily's like, well, you should tell us where Corbin is. I said, damn. So there's a video being made by Tilda and Lucas, and they end up with Preston in the room, and they cut the girl's throat. Mike and Ryan are outside the house. They knock on the door. Nobody's there. They go inside, and they see the blood and the broken glass. And they're going up the stairs with their guns drawn, and they go from room to room. And they see a guy and and they're trying to take the mask off his face, and it's glued to his face, and it's like, ooh. So apparently I figured they killed everyone at the frat house. They didn't. They took those white plastic masks and they glued them to their faces. So like as they pull it off, it's like blood and skin. It's like the following in this violence. Damn, between this and Hannibal, freaking me out from Monday to Friday. Like Monday's crazy, Friday's crazy. So Tilda and 2 other followers, they escape. Because what happens is that Lucas, I guess, is in the room with the other followers. He comes out with a knife and slices Mike, and Mike takes him out. So Tilda's crying over Lucas, and I'm like, hell hath no fury, like a woman scorned. That one's going to be something else. Or she'll go out shooting or swinging or trying to cut or something, but she won't be alive probably in the next couple episodes. Just to follow her man into purgatory, hell, or wherever it is that crazy's going. So Joe wonders why Mandy left, and Emma sees, she's been looking at the classifieds. She said they basically think that she's going to betray them. Emma basically wanted her out of the way from day one when she saw her. But the way that Joe reacted, like she told Joe, do not call Lily, because they realized with, the heart-shaped pocketbook, they realized that Emma went right into Lily's hands, which Lily probably figured anyway, because Emma was a little shaky shady on the whole Joe and Mandy was all shaky shady in the whole Emma and Joe thing, especially them going to bed with each other, and she was a little iffy about that. So Joe calls up Lily, even after Emma tells him don't, because they could trace the phone. And they pass the phone to Mandy. We see Mandy, she's laying on the floor, her face is like all bruised. She's just laying there bloody. And Lily is touched by Mandy's loyalty. And basically Joe abandons her, which is pretty effed up if you think about it. Irrespective to all that is probably going to be said or the comments or whatever, but it's pretty messed up considering, but you kind of figured that Joe was going to kill Mandy anyway, but damn, like, she adds to that list I talked about earlier in the season about the black characters and how they die off. She adds to that. That Whitsick guy and Charles S. Dutton and that other dude are the only 3 left. She's out. So, she wants Joe to come and get her or she'll die, and, Lily wants Joe to come and get, Mandy and out himself or she will die. He tells her he loves her, she says it, and then that's it. And you see the twins descending upon her. Joe's upset. Basically, Mike is explaining that they put the followers that were there put the masks on the people, they glued them on their faces, hoping that Ryan and whoever came with Ryan and Mike would slaughter all the kids. Ryan decides rather than wait, he chases down the van because he was shooting up the van and then he just chases it. And he wants to end this for good for everyone. He throws his phone out the window, so he's by himself, which is pretty foolish. And I'm sure once my mom finally watches this, she's going to say the same thing. She's just like, why the hell does he keep going by himself? I've been asking myself that same question since season 1, but that's Ryan Hardy for you, always wanting to go solo. So Joe's by the fire, pretty morose about Mandy. But he seems like more morose about Mandy than he was about anybody else who's died. Like, I wonder if will he be that upset if Emma dies, to be honest. So they have the kid. He blames himself because he wanted Emma and Mandy to get along, and all Mandy wanted to do was belong. And Emma says, you should have left her in Arkansas. And Joe was like, she was mine. I said right then and there what I said in that previous video, what I've been saying in all my videos leading up to this video. I told you guys, Mandy was supposed to be the sweet little piece of chocolate, because apparently Joe's getting a little teeny bit tired of Emma. I'm not saying he's going to kill her this season, but there will be more where Mandy came from. There'll be other women popped into this situation, and Emma's going to keep trying to kill them or get them out of the way until eventually she's under the knife or has a bullet in her or something happens. Something like that. But anyway, Carrie did her broadcast. She broadcast Joe's video. And she comes over to Ryan's apartment And at first, Max and Mike are like talking, and Mike tells Max, listen, Ryan went on his own. He's trying to do this solo. And Carrie comes in, I gotta talk to Ryan. And here comes Claire, and she says, Miss Cook, if you want to help Ryan, help me. I was like, I don't know, Claire, if that was smart. It was a good idea, but I guess Claire's getting to this point where she's like, screw this, I need to take him down. However, this is going to end up putting her on the radar, especially if she agrees to, you know, be interviewed, or if Carrie really is the follower I think she is. So we see a lovely little gathering at the table of Mark and Luke and Lily, and they're eating chocolate cake. Thank Mandy for the chocolate cake. Thank Mandy. Thank you, Mandy. And you see Mandy's dead body sitting there, pale as a ghost, bruises on her face. She's got this red thing around her neck. I guess they strangled her, and she's dead. So this is a family affair of sitting at tables and eating with dead people, I guess. So Joe's followers return with Preston, and Joe Carroll basically says, time for you to pay for the sins of your father. Meanwhile, in the distance by a tree, there's Ryan Hardy standing there watching. So we have 3 episodes left, as I said, and I've been enjoying doing all these lovely reviews, but unfortunately, all good things have to end. So after episode 15, I guess that's the end for us. As of next episode, Joe is on the warpath. Especially, he's probably going to make another play for Lily, especially after what she did to Mandy. Emma is still going to be salty that Joe is upset that Mandy's dead. However, Emma, I guess, needs to learn the idea that just because, you know... So Tilda and Robert and the other person return with Preston, and they push him on his knees in front of Joe Carroll. Joe Carroll tells him, time for you to pay for the sins of your father. Meanwhile, Ryan stands in the corner hiding by a tree. He found them. So this episode, for me, was pretty wild. Normally I say insane and crazy, psychotic. It was wild. And next week's episode is game on for Joe versus Tanner and Joe's counterattack towards Lily. If it doesn't happen in the next episode against Lily, it's going to happen before the end of this season. And he will eventually take her and the International House of Psychos down as well. This episode, like I said, was good. And we have 3 left. And I'm sad to say the show comes to an end, so 24 can begin on 5/5/14. Anywho, guys, thanks for tuning in. Definitely check out my reviews for Survivor, Believe, and Hannibal, as well as for the following. Any other show that I'll probably do, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm going to slow down, and then take it slow and take it easy. I'll probably end up doing True Blood, though. Might even do a late one of Game of Thrones. May do Crisis, may do 100 still brainstorming, and I'm still going to go back and do The Walking Dead and do one for the following and do Sleepy Hollow. So definitely check me out. I'm 1000 Heartbeats on Tumblr, at Sage Valentine on Twitter. I hope you can handle it on Blogger, and The Truth Is on WordPress. Thank you all for tuning in every week. Thank you to all my followers. Thank you to the viewers who are watching this. And definitely have an awesome Monday, as well as a great week. And please tune in on Wednesday to watch my review of Survivor and all that craziness. So this is Sage Valentine, a.k.a. Etherblade, signing off. Bye, guys. Bye.